Wind-generated electricity is simply a new application for an old idea. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, Wind Energy Program website, wind power has been used since earliest recorded history. There is evidence that wind energy was used to propel boats along the Nile River as early as 5000 BC. Several centuries before Christ, simple windmills were used in China to pump water. In more modern times in the United States, windmills were erected as the West was developed during the late 19th century. Most windmills were used to pump water for farms and ranches. By 1900, small electric wind systems were developed to generate direct current, but most of these units fell out of favor when rural areas became attached to the national electricity grid during the 1930s. By 1910, wind turbine generators were producing electricity in many European countries. Recently, wind power has become an appealing alternative to fossil-based fuels, especially in countries with scarce petroleum and ample wind. According to Danish Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association, there were 1,129 megawatts of installed wind capacity spread out over 4,784 turbines in Denmark in 1997. This technology has potential for further use in the United States. Areas with the highest average amount of wind, such as mountain ridges and coastal areas, would produce the most electricity. According to the Department of Energy's website, North Dakota alone has enough energy from winds to supply 36% of the electricity of the lower 48 states. For a well-written history of the wind turbine system, please read an article on the wind turbines by Sean Armstrong. Now let's talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of wind power. Advantages. Number 1, zero emissions. Wind turbines do not produce any greenhouse gases or pollution, such as carbon dioxide, nitric oxides, or methane. As a result, wind turbines have less overall environmental impact than if it were to rely on fossil fuels and nuclear power. 2. The space which wind farms occupy can still be used for agriculture, grazing, ranching, or most other uses before the turbines were installed. Turbines can be mounted on top of buildings. Imagine the Windy City, Chicago skyline covered by hundreds of turbines. 3. Financially, turbines pay for themselves quicker than most other types of energy production. If one invests $10,000 in a family-sized wind turbine system, the tower, inverter, turbine, accessories, and the turbine produces $1,000 of electricity savings per year, the system pays for itself in 10 years. 4. Maintenance is minimal. According to World Power Technology's owner manual, monthly maintenance consists of visual inspections of the mechanical condition of the turbine, inspecting the tower, and testing the brake. Annual maintenance consists of battery inspections and an up-close inspection of the turbine. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. 5. Bird mortality is being studied currently to determine if industrial wind turbine farms contribute to the demise of large birds of prey such as golden and bald eagles. Preliminary results indicate that bird mortality is specific to the site if it's on a flyway, not the turbines in general. Our wind turbine has not killed a bird since it was installed in 1984. Lastly, number 6, noise may also be a concern, especially with large turbine blades that are close to the ground.